Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. What would you say to the person who cheated on you, the other man or the other woman? Advice. For those who had to face the cheater or the mistress, how did you handle things with grace despite wanting to lose your cool for what they did to you? Would you expose them? Would you let things end there? What do you do? Frown. I personally exposed my ex-cheating fiancée. Her family knew. They weren't happy, but they were family, so they still supported her. Our friends knew and supported me. I got in her AP's face on the night I caught them outside his house. I called him out, but I also told him all the things she was telling me. He was verbally and physically abusive to her, but she kept going back. He actually raised his hands at her that night before I stepped between them and asked him if he really wanted to go down that road. He backed down. In the end, I dumped her. She got engaged to another guy within weeks after. Married him and moved away. Probably 15 years into her marriage, she caught him cheating on her, got another woman pregnant. She ended up moving home and still lives with her parents. I'm happily married 22 plus years later. 2 kids, one in college, one a senior in high school. Life is good. Wow, karma really hit her hard. Happy for you, dude. Yes, I am inspired by Op to move on with my life and believe again. Love the way this ended. Happy things worked out for you. How good you are now. She has not tried anything with you? Have you talked to her since then? We've run into each other a few times over the years. We're cordial but no in-depth conversation. She goes to church with my mom. It's funny because my mom couldn't stand her back then, but now she calls my mom Mom. I honestly wish her no ill will. For me it was a long time ago. We were young. Resentment and bitterness are like poison that only hurts you. I know I'm better off, so it doesn't faze me. But how do you let go of the resentment? Really don't know. I mean, I was hurt, but I don't dwell on things long. I had a rough childhood. Physically abusive stepdad. He beat me, he molested my sister. My dad was an alcoholic. He wasn't abusive, but he gave me beer as young as 5. I don't know if it was a coping mechanism I developed or it's just who I am. If someone does me wrong, I just cut them out of my life. It's truly like a switch flips. I don't hate them, I don't like them, it's just nothing. To me, life's too short to hold on to things. My time is better spent moving forward. Thank you very much for this. The other woman didn't know. She was being lied to and manipulated also. I confronted her with screenshots of things my ex was saying to me about her, denying he was cheating with her. Some of them weren't very nice, even saying he never wanted to meet her kid, AMD, that AP isn't his cup of tea. He basically told me she was a friend who caught feelings he wants nothing to do with and was trying to let her down gently. He was also hiding his drinking problem for the most part, so I told her all about that. She was shocked, and probably hurt by what he said, but she stayed with him after. I'm sure he lied his way through that. I left him. They're still together. I used to feel bad for her because clearly she's stupid and doesn't believe what's in front of her, but now I just laugh. 2 idiots. Do you think the other one woman played dumb but knew? Possibly. Some of what he said made me believe she knew. But I think he told her we weren't together also. I have no idea. They deserve each other regardless. That's wrong of them. I am going through a similar situation. I blocked the ex, but a person on Reddit that this person was linked to decided to post about the relationship, leaving put really important facts just to romanticize it, but little did she know she isn't the only one either. This person was messing with others, including their former roommate, classmates and others. I knew something was fishy when he kept me hidden, kind of like he was doing a balancing act, as we live/go to school in a college town BTW, and even scoping out other things in his living environment made me suspicious. such as email addresses, jewelry, hickeys, etc. I don't get how people take joy in sneaking around. Plus, one of them is lurking TBH, but it's alright, the time it takes to lurk is the time to have a conversation. Again, I know they are one of the third parties is actually lurking, to feel free to DM me. I knew something was up when he was keeping her mail and that she was more linked to the family, and he acted really funny when he introduced her. She was even reserved. A friend of a friend showed me a post to where his mom was calling her daughter/Meja. I called him on the phone, made him tell me every detail, then told him I hope he finds a beautiful girl, starts a wonderful family, has a kid with the girl, raises a beautiful family, and some guy just like him comes along and ruins everything just like he did. I want him to feel what I felt. I'm sorry you went through this, frowning face. From the SO I had, I don't think even if they told me everything I would be able to trust them, as they lied to me so much. And I hope that he truly is feeling and experiencing what you told him. Frankly, nothing. The cheating ex ceased to exist the moment I found out, and I can't care less about the AP. The only difference is if the AP have a partner themselves. In that case I will reveal what I know to him/her for the simple fact that he/her deserve to know. I'm a man who believes actions speaks louder than words. What's done is done, and nothing I say would change any minds. Best revenge would be walk away. That would puzzle and piss them off. I did that, smiley face. I told EAP I wanted back the money, so gave her for legal bills that she actually spent on a dye job, manicure and lingerie. I told her if I ever caught her on my side of the state I would get my money back, one way or another. Do not call me. That hurt her more than anything. So even if she tried to explain herself, who cares what you, the so/cheater, have to say if I have proof you, the so/cheater, cheated? Tell me the story of everything, just do it while you pack your things to leave. People have this mistaken idea that they must be heard out, that talking solves things. Most times, talking solves nothing, unless you're in a court of law. So, first, I believe EXO to be a covert narcissist cake eater. Also, these situations are ridiculous. AP number 1, fledgling emotional affair plus hugging and holding hands. Other betrayed partner fixated on me and eventually began stalking behaviors. Spoke to AP once in the beginning when her very broken betrayed husband made her call me to apologize, then tell me how much better I was than her as a person and partner. The only way I could respond was to counter the self-abuse when the conversation turned in that direction. Incredibly problematic situation, very complicated, very wrong on multiple levels. AP was very mentally unwell, suffered addiction issues, high-risk pregnancy, and engaging in dangerous behaviors. Bad situation. AP number 2, solely physical affair over 3 weeks. Double betrayal, my male best friend's girlfriend from the time of my father's death to after his funeral. She was a childhood acquaintance of mine who I introduced to my bestie. AP disclosed it to him, and he immediately called myself and EXO to come over, then disclosed it to me in front of all parties. Neither faithless partner could look anyone in the eyes. I didn't speak a word to AP on D-Day, or for several months after. She and bestie unsuccessfully attempted to reconcile for almost 8 years. The only thing I ever said to her for the rest of that first year was, I am not your friend anymore. You don't get to have me in your life like that because of choices you made. Although I did let my actions speak louder than words to her about several years later. I was very much single and they were in an ultimately unsuccessful attempt at an unrestricted open relationship by her demand. She was not successful in her efforts, receiving nowhere near the level of interest anticipated and instead experiencing some very bland encounters. He did not seek any new connections, as his sex drive was deeply impacted by these experiences and related events. I was sleeping off a very emotional anniversary night involving deep conversations about trauma paired with too much consumption of hard liquor on his couch when I was suddenly woken up by the sounds of her trying to force a sexual encounter with him less than 15 feet away from me. He was non-responsive and incredibly beaten down, she was wheedling and incredibly belittling. Long story short, something snapped in both of us that night, and we demonstrated in front of her that the problems he had been having in the bedroom all had her name on them. It was a total game changer for him and their unhealthy dynamic, and placed him on much better mental footing, not only in navigating the eventual end of that relationship but also in reclaiming some of his sense of self. It also really strengthened our friendship, because, as he later put it, what better friend can anyone have than someone who would take one for the team times infinity. Winking face. I am planning on telling friends and family that our marriage is ending. If they ask for more details, I will answer honestly. I want to leave it up to my friends to decide how to act, because that will tell me who my real friends are and who I can cut loose. Some of the good ones get caught up in the cheater's lies if they were also friends due to a later. Gets messy. My best friend of 50 years is not judging right now because his wife is being sold a bunch of BS. For perspective, I'm just shy of 55. That's a long friendship under stress from a cheater. That's tough. I am so sorry. Frown. Exactly what I did, and exactly what I recommend. I lost a lot of friends. None of them are good ones. All the good friends I kept. She lost everyone. Literally, she walked away from every friend and most of her family. Anytime anyone would ask what was going on, poof. They were dead to her. I had old friends of hers look me up years later and ask what happened. They didn't even know we were divorced sometimes. I confronted her. She said I was making it up. I told her that I had been told about it by various friends and her own family. She said they were making it up, and when I pushed back on that, she then said I was making up that they even said it. Her boyfriend also admitted it. She started saying that he made it up, then changed to I made up that she even had a boyfriend to confess anything. Anyone that challenged her, she pretended never existed. She went over to a close friend's for dinner after, for example, and they just asked her what's up with this guy. She got a blank look on her face, same look she gave me, just said that everyone made it all up, turned around and walked straight out their front door in the middle of dinner. Not mad, just blankly walked out. Left the door open apparently. Never spoke to them again. More than a decade later, she still denied anything even though we had been split for a long time. But then again, she also claimed for a while that I made up that we were even married to begin with. To people that were at our wedding. It was quite wild and scary, really. I'm sorry you went through this. It seemed like she was gaslighting. No worries. It was years ago and all is good now. I'm just saying that sometimes people lie to themselves so much they get delusional. While confronting a cheater can be cathartic sometimes, other times it doesn't at all yield anything productive. I'm not saying not to confront, I'm saying not to bank on confronting yielding acknowledgement, apologies, or explanations. I was certainly never given any of those things. Even her own family ended up pretending I didn't exist anymore, I'm sure just to keep some peace with their daughter. It seemed like something the cheater I had and one of his others would do. Exactly, they actually did that. The girl on Reddit whom actually hipped me to her version of things deleted her post I believe once I found out. Little does he know he's just a game to her. It's like a blood clot shooting out the nose. Slightly shady and very immature, but on Christmas, which was about 6 months after DD, I sent our Christmas card that thanked her for giving me the gift I didn't know I needed. Which was bringing a relationship that was never going to serve me any good in the long run to an end. They were expecting by this point and I never looked back since, and it has been the best decision ever. Even if I didn't make it willingly. So thanks and cheers to them. That's genius smile. I asked her, the other woman, simply for the truth. I told her she couldn't hurt me any more than she already had, after I found out she and my husband lied about the details of their first exposure and had spent time together again. She couldn't give it to me, and turned into a babbling head case. The version of the story I did get from her and what she shared with her own husband, who shared it with me, still varied from what my husband was saying. Either way, I was calm and collected and didn't give her the satisfaction of getting a reaction out of me. I have to see her often and I hold my head very high, and go out of my way to seem happy. We live in a small town and I've been careful about who I divulge details to. The better I look, the worse she looks in my opinion. It will come out eventually. I didn't have to expose them, because her husband found out first, but he did not tell me immediately, and I did not confront her immediately either. I was most upset with my husband. She knew we were married, our families were friends, but my issue was first and strongest with him, because he made the choice to be unfaithful. She just provided the temptation. I will add though, that while sick one time over Thanksgiving, before even finding out the second time and discovering more lies, I did send them both, her and wayward husband, a pretty antagonizing group text message that I do slightly regret, but ultimately they both were lying, so I wasn't exactly wrong. But it does circle back to not giving her the satisfaction of seeing me react. I actually saw her last night at a community event. This is all relatively current. She looked miserable, and I made sure not to look the same. Anyway, I think each circumstance probably warrants a different reply and reaction. I would definitely take into consideration the other person's life and history and what you want for your own life. If you want to work it out with your soul, then I would not expose the relationship and I would keep it very close and personal. If you know that you're done, then I would consider the exposure. Unlike a lot of other views on this sub, I read here a lot. I don't think that being a cheater makes you the worst person ever. I do think cheating is terrible and heartless, but I believe that an unfaithful husband can still be a good dad, wife/mom. This is super sad. The college town that I live/frequent is somewhat small and there is a 50 to 70% chance of running into people, and people do love to gossip. I admire your grace with this a lot. I am glad the tables are turning on her. But for you not to give her a reaction, you are a very strong woman, and I hope you will find someone who will treat you with the love, respect and loyalty that you deserve. The thing is, with the third parties, one actually posted and deleted what she said here on Reddit and offered temptation. While I am angry at both, it's like he kept her hidden and she thought it was cute that she excluded me. Thus fast forward, she isn't the only one, and one he way older and should have known better. All of the signs were in his face about that one, but as for the roommate/lover/friend/etc., that one was pure gut, and even with doing a bit of searching it was easily pieced together. But truly I do feel there were others. I blocked without conversation because I knew if I stayed, I would hurt way worse than what I am now. I don't truly even think it's in most misters/mistresses to tell the truth anyways. Someone has to look innocent. I know you have to stay calm, but it's weird when someone wants to come towards you but still comes with more BS. Again, I do admire your grace in this situation so much, and it amazes me the restraint that you have. So did the other persons know about you? Do they have significant others? Have you already confronted? She's your problem now. After 6 years of not being able to let go, I now understand her acts were not personal. I am not responsible for anyone's happiness but my own. Forgiveness is a gift to yourself. It's hard, but I'm working on it. Most importantly, be compassionate to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Know every relationship is impermanent. Each has a beginning, middle and end. Even happily ever after is loss or death. So make sure you are in one that you enjoy. One that brings happiness to your being. Everyone deserves that in life. Don't waste all you have on something that is already gone. I asked my mom what she would say and she said not a damn thing. I would not blow up the other marriage. There's a chance the other person will stop now that you know. Jesus said to the woman taken in adultery, "Woman, where are those thine accusers?" The men who wanted to stone her until Jesus said, "Let him who is without sin cast the first stone," and wrote something in the sand. She said, "No man, Lord." And Jesus said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee." Keep in mind that desire for sex is not the same as love. If she is human, she will occasionally daydream about sex with another man. It sounds like you have married a human. Remember that with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. For all have sinned. But blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. If a man loves his wife unconditionally, he will want her to be loyal because he worries about her soul, not because he needs validation. She didn't cheat out of malice towards you. She was probably simply tricked by temptation. Help her overcome her weakness, just like you would help her overcome any other vice, like eating junk food, drinking, or smoking. If you love her in spite of her weaknesses, she will always come back to you until finally her love for you will grow stronger than you ever imagined. What the? I don't think they stop. I personally think that they just get better at hiding things like this. Yeah, sometimes that's true. But if she goes and lives with the other guy, she will want you back in a few years or months. That's the way it is in the vast majority of cases. It's just a question of how many memories she has with you, how many battles you fought alongside each other, and how good you treated her. Then it will be up to you to decide how much you love her. I'm a woman, smile. I treated them better than I treated myself. I was loyal when they were running amok. I helped them through the toughest phases of their education only to be pushed aside and for things to remain a secret and his disrespectful behavior to get worse. I fought a lot of battles. He lost the war. I see. If you were a woman and the cheater was a man, the odds are not quite as good that the cheater will come back asking for forgiveness. Keep in mind that most readers here have been hurt, so almost all of them will suggest some type of revenge. Some Bible-thumping BS about helping your WS not cheat on you again. It's okay though, if they cheat on you again and again, you just have to help them see that they have a problem by putting your emotional pain aside and focus on their vice. Lol. This is coming from a religion that helped conceal child molestation because they wanted the priest to see they had a problem and that they can be helped. Meantime, kids suffering from the mental trauma they experienced. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.